Jon Jones, widely known as Bones, is one of the most famous and skilled fighters in the Ultimate Fighting Championship, UFC. However, his life has been full of ups and downs, from a challenging childhood to becoming a UFC champion, followed by struggles with controversies. Jon's story is one of talent, ambition, grit, mistakes, and resilience, all of which shaped him into one of the most memorable fighters in UFC history. Anyway, my name is Karisma, and welcome to Just Grit, where all it takes is grit. Do well to subscribe to the channel, click on the bell icon, and click on all. Let's get back to business. Jonathan Dwight Jones was born on July 19, 1987 in Rochester, New York. Jones' family was humble and hardworking. His father, Arthur, was a pastor, and his mother, Camille, was known for her kindness and dedication to her children. Jon grew up with three siblings, Arthur, Carmen, and Chandler. Sports were an important part of the Jones family. Both his brothers later went on to become professional football players. However, Jones' early life wasn't easy. His family faced financial difficulties, and growing up in a tough neighborhood was challenging. Jon also had to deal with the tragic loss of his sister, Carmen, who passed away from brain cancer at a young age. Losing a sibling was devastating for Jon, and this pain stayed with him throughout his life, influencing his drive and the way he viewed challenges. In school, Jon wasn't particularly focused on academics. He found it hard to concentrate in the classroom and often got into trouble. However, he discovered a natural talent for sports, especially wrestling. Wrestling became an escape for Jon, a place where he could channel his energy and frustrations. His coaches quickly noticed his strength, speed, and ability to learn techniques faster than others. By high school, Jon was a standout wrestler, showing signs of the fighter he would one day become. After high school, Jon went to college for a short time but dropped out. He felt a strong urge to pursue a different path. Around this time, Jon started training in mixed martial arts, MMA. MMA combines various fighting styles like wrestling, boxing, jiu-jitsu, and kickboxing, and it quickly became Jon's passion. With his background in wrestling, Jon had a solid foundation, but he needed to work on other aspects of fighting. He trained tirelessly, learning new techniques, improving his striking, and getting better at defending himself on the ground. He wanted to be a complete fighter, someone who would dominate his opponents in any situation. In 2008, at just 20 years old, Jon made his debut in the UFC. From the start, it was clear that he had something special. His long reach, quick movements, and unique fighting style made him a nightmare for his opponents. Fans and experts alike were amazed by his skill and creativity in the octagon. He didn't just fight to win, he fought to entertain and dominate. Jon quickly climbed the ranks in the UFC. In 2011, at the age of just 23, he got the opportunity to fight for the light heavyweight title against the legendary fighter Mauricio Shogun Rua. Jon shocked the world by not only winning the fight, but dominating Shogun, who was considered one of the best in the division. With this victory, Jon became the youngest champion in UFC history. His rise to the top was remarkable, and people began calling him a once-in-a-lifetime talent. His reach, speed, and technical skills made him nearly unbeatable and he defended his title against several top fighters, including Quentin "Rampage" Jackson, Lyoto Machida, and Vitor Belfort. Jon Jones's name became synonymous with greatness. Fans loved his fighting style, and many considered him one of the best fighters in UFC history. However, while Jon was reaching incredible heights in the octagon, he faced serious struggles outside of it. Despite his success in the UFC, Jon's personal life was often marked by controversy. He struggled with issues like substance abuse and legal troubles. In 2012, Jon was involved in his first major controversy when he was arrested for driving under the influence (DUI). He crashed his car into a pole, and this incident raised concerns about his lifestyle and behavior outside the octagon. Over the next few years, Jon continued to have problems with the law and substances. In 2015, he was involved in a hit-and-run accident where he fled the scene after crashing into another car. This incident was serious as it injured a pregnant woman. The UFC stripped Jon of his title and he was suspended from the organization. Fans and critics alike were disappointed, and many wondered if Jon would ever be able to turn his life around. Jon also faced issues with performance-enhancing drugs, PEDs. He tested positive multiple times for banned substances, leading to suspensions and more controversy. Each time he made a comeback, there seemed to be a new setback, and his reputation began to suffer. While Jon continued to win fights, his legacy was tarnished by his mistakes and poor decisions. Despite his problems, Jon always found a way to come back. He faced consequences, lost sponsorships, and had to regain the trust of fans. But he never gave up on his career. In 2018, after serving a suspension, Jon returned to the UFC and fought Alexander Gustafsson, reclaiming his title in an impressive victory. This win was important for Jon as it showed that he could still perform at the highest level. He continued to defend his title and remained a dominant force in the light heavyweight division. Many people hoped that Jon would finally leave his troubles behind and focus on his career, but the controversies and struggles continued to follow him. Jon has often spoken about his desire to learn from his mistakes and to grow as a person. He has shared the struggles with addiction and the difficulties of balancing fame, success, and personal challenges. His story became one of constant redemption as he worked to prove that he could overcome his issues and remain one of the best fighters in the UFC. Despite his controversies, Jon Jones' legacy in the UFC is undeniable. As a fighter, he achieved things that few others have. His skill set, athleticism, and understanding of the fight game set him apart from almost everyone in the sport. Jon successfully defended his title multiple times and became known for his ability to adapt and find new ways to win. Jon inspired a generation of fighters and helped popularize the sport of MMA. Young fighters looked up to him and wanted to fight with the same creativity and dominance that he displayed. Jon's reach, unique moves, and striking ability became iconic, and he is often mentioned in discussions about the greatest UFC fighters of all time, the GOAT. However, Jon's legacy is complicated by his personal struggles. While he is respected as a fighter, his off-the-octagon controversies have cast a shadow over his career. Fans are often divided about how to view Jon Jones. Some see him as a legendary athlete who achieved greatness, while others remember the mistakes and legal troubles that impacted his career. As of now, Jon has moved up to the heavyweight division, aiming to win a title in different weight class. This move is seen as a bold challenge, as the heavyweight division is known for its powerful fighters and big names. If Jon succeeds in this new weight class, it would further cement his legacy as one of the greatest fighters in UFC history. Jon Jones' journey has been one of highs and lows, victories and losses, both inside and outside the octagon. He has faced personal demons, overcome obstacles, and achieved remarkable things. His story serves as a reminder of the complexities of fame and success, showing how even the most talented individuals can face challenges and make mistakes. Jon Jones' life and career are a mix of triumph and struggle. From his early days as a troubled kid in New York to becoming the youngest champion in UFC history, his journey has been anything but ordinary. Jon's story teaches us about the importance of resilience and the difficulty of overcoming personal issues, even when you are at the top of your profession. For some, Jon will always be remembered as a fighter who had it all but faced constant setbacks due to his own actions. For others, he remains a symbol of fighting excellence and a true UFC legend. Jon Jones' legacy will be remembered for both his brilliant fights and the lessons learned from his mistakes, making him one of the most complex and fascinating figures in the history of the UFC. Jon Jones, indeed, has grit. And to me, Jon Jones is my greatest of all time fighters. Look what he did to Cyril Gane. And people are trying to make assertions that he's scared of Aspinall. But to me, I think Jon Jones will make light work of Tom Aspinall. Aspinall is just not worth his time. And I see Jon Jones beating Alex Pereira in the near future. Anyway, so that's it for today on Just Greats. If you are new here, do make sure to subscribe to the channel. Click on the bell icon and click on all. Remember, all it takes is just grit to achieve your aspirations in life. My name is Karisma. I'll see you in the next one. God bless you. Adios.